Hi, her. It's so nice
Hi.
to meet you, even just virtually. Of
You as
course, first I would
well.
like to congratulate you for your recent win in the Oscars and of course the Grammys. Tell us, to whom do you dedicate your awards, your achievements, your success?
Oh, well, number one, God and, my parents, because they worked really hard, to help me get to where I am. And they always encouraged me to do what I love, which is music. So definitely them. But yeah, number one, I know it's not me. I know I'm here for a greater purpose, and that's God's purpose.
You've written songs about social injustice. Um, what motivated you? What inspired you to write this kind of songs?
Well, I mean, I think in 2020 there was like a big awakening going on, and there were George Floyd protests, and I think it was just my own perspective and my own feelings and anxiety towards what was happening, and kind of feeling like, that could be one of my family members, that could be my father, that could be somebody that I love. And I think, when you see anybody getting hurt, compassion has to kind of sit in, and compassion has to come in. And I think I was just hurting for the world, and being hopeful and praying for change. And I think I just wrote the song based on conversation and just based on wanting that change and wondering, why is the world like this? Why is there so much hate? And that's really where that came from.
Did you expect that this song would be this big?
Not at all. Not at all. I did not expect the love that it got. I didn't expect, people to tell me, this changed my perspective. This song helped me get through what I was going through and what I was feeling. It helped me, it was the soundtrack to me marching, so it is insane, the reaction that I got.
Take us to your writing process. Where do you draw inspiration when you write songs?
It all, always comes from here. It always comes from the heart, from my own thoughts and feelings, and a lot of times conversation. I love to have conversations with whoever I'm collaborating with, and sometimes it's like exactly what you say is the lyrics, and it's just that simple sometimes. But yeah, I feel like I feel everything so deeply. Maybe that's because I'm a creative, but I always feel like I have some kind of, attachment to my feelings, and some kind of, I don't know. It's like this very vulnerable thing, and I think it has to be written on paper. It has to be in a song.
And this new single with Chris Brown, what was the inspiration behind it? It's like it's have this chill vibe to it.
Yeah, it's kind of just a sensual vibe. Like whether you're, hanging out with your friends and it's intimate, or you're hanging out with the person you love, it's like, it kind of goes either way. But I think it was just to create a vibe. And Chris Brown really did his thing on it and took it to another level as far as that intimacy and that like cool thing that it got.
So, are we expecting more collaborations with other artists in the future?
Yes, absolutely. My album is coming out very soon, back of my mind, and I'm definitely collaborated with a lot of artists on there. And I want to continue to do stuff. I really want to work with Carlos Santana. I want to work with, Coldplay. I want to work with some new R&B artists, like Summer Walker, and people like that. So you'll be hearing a lot soon.
I love Coldplay.
Me
And
too.
what and of course we are very proud to be calling you one of our own, and I know that you're also proud of your Filipino heritage. That shout out from impersonating your Tita Joanne is so funny,
Yeah.
but also it sounds so real at the same time.
Thank
It
you.
was so sweet that you put on the hashtag Pinoy Pride. Her, how proud are you being a Filipino?
Oh man, I'm so proud. I love my mom, and how she's made sure that I stayed connected to my roots and my culture, and even having my grandparents in the house, making sure that I could speak Tagalog. And I'm a little rusty right now, but I was able to go back to the Philippines. My mom hadn't been back in 15 years. I was able to bring her back in 2019, and she reunited with her sister, and my grandfather, my family, we all reunited. So it was a really special moment. And honestly, music brought me there. I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for music. So I just feel so blessed, to have those roots, and have that family oriented environment foundation.
But tell us what it is like when you're with your Filipino side of the family.
Oh man, it's karaoke, it's my grandpa, getting lasing, and and it's just fun, just talking, eating a lot of sinigang and kare kare. I just learned how to make kare kare, by the way, and it's really good.
Really? So you know how to cook
Yeah,
Filipino food? Is
yeah, a
that your
little bit.
favorite? Is
It
that
is,
your
yeah.
favorite kare kare?
Yeah, probably and sinigang. Those are like my two favorites. But yeah,
So
I finally learned.
so you really grow up in a Filipino kind of environment.
Yeah.
Can we say that? Do you know any Filipino celebrity, her, or do you know any Filipino artist?
I know of some, yeah. Growing up, my family listened to a lot of Gary V and Sharon Cuneta. That was like my mom's favorite was Sharon Cuneta. So I used to sing Maging Sino Kaman all the time. That was my Filipino song, my Filipino go-to song.
And do you plan to write songs about the Philippines or about being a Filipino?
Absolutely. There's a lot of different artists that I want to work with, like Sweetie, who's from the Bay Area, and she's also Filipino and Black. A lot of people don't know. And, Apple Diab from the Black Eyed Peas. We've been talking about making a Filipino song, but absolutely, I'm so proud to be Filipino. I carry it in everything that I do. I really hope to come and do a show, and maybe I'll translate one of my songs in Tagalog.
Yes, please. So we are expecting a collaboration with a Filipino artist soon.
Yeah,
Is there
absolutely.
anything? Is there anyone who you want to do a collaboration with?
Man, I just might have a collaboration that you don't know about yet, so I don't want to give it away. It might be a surprise collaboration, but absolutely soon you'll hear.
Okay, and are you planning to go back here
I
as soon as
really wanted to
the
go back
pandemic
last year.
ends?
I know the pandemic got in the way. I had a flight and everything. I was gonna go in December, but of course, the pandemic. So I'm hopefully we'll be able to come at the end of this year or the following year.
I've been dying to ask you this. Your moniker, her, having everything revealed. I think a lot of your fans doesn't know yet. Why did you choose this moniker?
Well, it stands for having everything revealed. Well, I actually wrote a song called Her. I never released it, but in the beginning, I really wanted to name my project Her because I always said when I was 15 or 16, I'm never going to be that girl that goes through this or falls for the wrong guy and goes through this. But sometimes, certain things are inevitable. We all go through heartbreak. We all go through what I like to call the evolution of women. We all go through changes and we go through things. So I ended up being that girl. I ended up being her. So that's kind of how I came to that title. And I decided, the cover of it should just be a silhouette and you shouldn't know anything about me, not my name, not my face, where I'm from. I just wanted to be her so that people could just pay attention to the music and really focus on the music.
Okay, this pandemic is putting a halt to a lot of our activities, but you
Yeah.
continue to write songs.
I think it was difficult in the beginning because of like the anxiety of not knowing what was going to happen. I had so many shows planned and to just sit down. I think it was nice because I'm always on the go, always on the go. So I was able to relax. But at the same time, I almost felt guilty because I knew there was so much happening in the world and it was hard to kind of enjoy that time in the beginning. And then I really settled in and started to write songs and started to turn all that anxiety into good music. So I don't know if I would call it an advantage, but I think I was able to push through that, push through that anxiety. And I've been blessed to still be able to perform virtually and, still be able to do this with you, over
Yes.
over Zoom and things like that. So I really can't complain. But yeah, I definitely found some light within the everything that happened during 2020.
Thank you so much, Her. Is there any message that you would like to say to your Filipino fans?
Oh man, number one, maraming salamat, for all the support. You know, mahal kita. I love you guys. I really appreciate all the love and the support that you guys show me, and I'll continue representing, Pinoy pride and continue representing the Philippines and Filipino culture. Okay, maraming salamat, kapuso. Mwah.